I'm here with Pete, the fundraising rep of Occupy Seattle. I'm going to put him on the phone.
Thank you very much, Kenny. Good job.
Hello.
Hi, Pete from Occupy Seattle.
Yeah, is this Bob?
Yes, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing just fine this morning.
All right. Now, as I understand it, these protests, which are now starting to break out in every major city in America, they started as kind of an ad hoc deal near Wall Street, and they are now becoming more organized. If I make a comparison to the Tea Party, I don't know if it's an apt comparison, but at first it seemed there was no clear message, and now it seems like you guys are putting something together to try and make a statement. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's kind of a democratic process, just like in Occupy New York. You know, there's a list of demands. You know, I'd like to see it actually called something like the final document. And, this is only for day 4 here in Seattle, and the amount of organization in such a short amount of time is just amazing.
The authorities have asked you to move and camp somewhere else, and news reports this morning say you didn't.
Yeah, they did, but they backed down on it. You know, there's, 40 or 50 cities in the United States had 1,000 people each in the street last night. You know, I mean, this is a global thing. It's not just Seattle. As far as the organization goes, it's sort of a global movement more than anything. And people don't really realize that. With Tunisia starting 9 months ago, 15 or so.
Summarize for me, if you would. What are you guys angry about? And I don't know if angry is the right word, but what are you upset about?
Well, everybody down here pretty much says the same thing, all in their own words. I think the easiest way to say it is that a government that is owned by corporations cannot and will not protect its people and the environment properly. That pretty much sums everything up in one big giant package there. It has to do with the banking system, it has to do with money in government, corruption in corporations, pollution, the fossil fuel industry, and that's something that all these revolutions and uprisings have in all these places worldwide, and that have had people in their countries taken to the streets in the last 9 months. And I think it's really important that Americans come out and support their brothers and sisters in the rest of the world to keep this going, because it's the United States government, the United States corporations that are the gang leaders and all this stuff. And if it's bad here in America, just think how bad it is for everybody else.
All right, I heard that big, broad statement. Can you give me a specific example?
For example, the banking system taking the houses away from people to save the banks. If we gave the houses back to people and they started paying property tax again, then that would help with the deficit. Another example is the fossil fuel industry. Every government in the world that has had protests, the governments and business are woven together really, really tightly, and the governments are actually profiting on fossil fuels.
All right, Joe, go ahead.
Are you taking time off from work for the camp in there, Pete?
Actually quit my job. I didn't get laid off. I quit my job 3 years ago to start working on a green energy economy referendum, and I have a green energy economy blog of my own, and I'm pushing a green energy economy worldwide as a way to provide jobs, and not only that, it'll give energy independence to every community in the world.
There. I don't know if you were counting.
Help with food security as far as
and being the fundraiser, being the fundraiser for the for Occupy Seattle, what does that entail, and what do the funds you raise go to?
It involves raising money.
Yeah,
money.
but I mean, is that
can you be a lobbyist without an actual lobby?
I mean, do you have a hat out at Westlake Center, or a collection box, or a website, or?
Well, the Occupy movements are following the model of the Occupy Wall Street actually quite a bit. We do take cash down here on site. We take donations. People bring down food. We need tents. Bring down some tents, donate some tents. But, we need people more than anything. We need people to support, because we're all the 99%. We're all of us. Unless you own Exxon or Bank of America, you're one of us.
Now, hundreds of you got arrested in New York, or at least people that think like you, over the weekend. When the police come, if they come and say, move or be arrested, are you ready to go to jail tonight?
Yes, at this point, I think I have a moral obligation to stay. I can't walk away from this now, and I voluntarily will be nonviolently arrested. Absolutely.
All right,
I'll come
thank
back
you.
and I'll do it again.
Tony in Mill Creek has a question for you. Tony, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just curious. I understand that this is about business and government and how one is in bed with the other. But I find it curious that there is no demonstration of this sort going on in Washington, D.C. Why do you think that is?
There's no what?
No demonstration of this sort going on in Washington, D.C. It's in all of these other cities, but not in the capital.
Why not in the heart of our government? Do you have any idea?
There's actually one planned for D.C. There is.
Okay.
There's a big one planned for D.C.
Oh, okay. Okay, good, because I'm thinking go straight to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, I think we're witnessing. By the way, Tony, I think we're witnessing the birth of something interesting here. We're witnessing the birth of a voice, much like the Tea Party was born, of a bunch of people. It starts off unorganized and disorganized, if you will, but it reflects a real emotion, whether it's like the Arab Spring for here. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. This is part, like I said, it's global. I mean, this is part of what happened in Tunisia 9 months ago. I mean, this is a global thing. And it would just fizzle out unless Americans take to the streets and join. I mean, this is strong. This is big. This is like a new beginning.
That's what you need.
Everybody.
People screaming behind you. Wave the phone at them and get them on the radio. Go ahead.
Would you guys be willing to take a corporate sponsorship? Tents provided by REI, coffee provided by Starbucks. Maybe put a sign up or something for them.
Well, sure. We don't want to give the impression that all corporations are bad. Like, we're not saying small businesses are bad or anything like that. I mean, capitalism is capitalism. I mean, what we're saying is we need to restore democracy and we need to restore capitalism to what it was meant to be, where everybody prospers. I mean, if we're complicated.
Okay, excuse me. He's just going to keep going. Though.
Words like capitalism or socialism and all this kind of stuff. But if you really think about it,
if I really think about it, we're out of time. If the tents are made of hemp and the cups are made of recycled wood, it's okay, right?
Well, that's getting just a little bit off the subject. I know. The point is that we're all in this together. We've all known since we were in kindergarten that that we're kind of going down the wrong path here, and we're doing it anyway. But
all right, Pete, I want to give you time to clarify. We're out of time today. We'll check back, and if we can talk to some of your other protesters, we'll send someone down there each day that you're there. How's that?
That's awesome. We'd love to have you down here.
Pete from Occupy Seattle. They're protesting Wall Street.
Hello? Did they just hang up on you?
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. Nothing. I couldn't even hear the back. I couldn't even hear them talk in the background.
Oh, they love the interns.
I know, right? They just love the interns.